Well, D.L. Hughley, when he was on my show last time, he made some comments
about DL, right?
DL made comments about Kanye and Kim. And he basically said what Kanye was doing was stalking, and if that was his daughter, then he would do something about it.
I think that I've watched too many times where things like that happen and a woman or somebody's not believed, and then things escalate.
Yeah.
He is stalking her. You could think it's cute. If it was my daughter, I'd do something about it. I don't think it's funny. I think that you can't write a beat so good that you get to do these things.
And Kanye responded, and it turned into a whole thing. He started threatening DL. He called him a drug addict, which wasn't true.
Right.
And said, "Oh, you live in Calabasas? Okay, I can hurt you," and so forth. And it kind of culminated in like one of these like guys that worked with Kanye, Theophilus London, ended up sort of like kind of semi-confronting DL in the bathroom at Nobu. Where he didn't really confront him. He just made a comment, but made it look like somehow DL was being confronted. Right. And it was just like, at the end of the day, I agree with DL. Yes, you do want to save your family and everything else like that, but stalking is stalking. And there are limits to certain things that you can and can't do. This is why there's restraining orders. And this is why there's, divorces, and why there's lines that are crossed that people aren't allowed to legally, go over. So, at the end of the day, just because you really want your family, and if the woman don't want you, she don't want you.
You're right. Technically, you're right. All of that is true. And this on the sidebar, I just don't have a lot of love for the Kardashians. They detest me. Yeah, like Kim is just like, I remember that great Barbara Walters interview when she said, "You guys don't sing, you don't dance, you don't tell jokes, you don't act, you got no talent. What do you do?" And the fact that, and look, according nowadays, if you have an opinion, you're a hater. Aries Spears, I'm the world's biggest hater because I have an opinion. Somehow I'm not allowed to have those.
Right.
But I just go, the fact that I don't know what her Instagram numbers are, but they're preposterous. That many people following you based off what? What? There's motherfuckers out here with legitimate talent that's struggling to get on and get recognized. And because you sucked the dick and got a bunch of surgery, boom, get the fuck out of here, man.
I mean, it's interesting because, Kim is, in the new Hulu series, there's this whole thing where she's playing a victim because there's a rumor of like a new sex tape coming out. And she was like, I can't believe it. I put that out 20 years ago and now my kids might see it and it was leaked and it's so unfair. I interviewed the CEO of Vivid Entertainment who made the deal with her. Number one, there's no such thing as a commercially leaked sex tape. It is not something that's legally possible. For something to come out, it means that everyone signed a form and signed a contract. Now, in the case of the Kim Kardashian tape, and he went into very distinct detail on this, she was paid like $1 million. She signed a deal. Her and her family, I believe her mother was involved. She signed a deal where she got like $1 million before they even sold a single copy. She signed up for this.
Right.
She got that check.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing.
So at the end of the day, you decided to make that decision. And you knew you were probably going to have kids at one point, and that's what it is. I mean, listen, I could get a check to do a sex tape too if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do it because I understand that it's a repercussion. I might not get $1 million, but I get a little something.
Ain't nobody trying to see your nuts, nigga.
Someone is. Depends who the girl is, though. Depends who the girl is. Hey, let me tell you.
Listen, I just came incensed when I saw her whole Saturday Night Live. And I just went.
You didn't like that?
It's a comedy. It's a comedy. And you got someone who does nothing in terms of entertainment value hosting a comedy skit, a comedy show.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane to me. Doing a monologue, which, as you know, clearly was written by their writers. Right. But even then, you have to have comedic talent to deliver it. Punchlines, timing. So that's just, man, I know. But listen, I get it. It's about ratings. Saturday Night Live, they about the ratings. They've had Elon Musk on. So I just, I just go, okay.
And Saturday Night Live, I feel, has been kind of struggling for a while to try to maintain a certain level of relevancy in today's world. You see what I'm saying? Like you see sparks every so often, but I feel like,
Do you ever see that show getting canceled? I don't.
see, certain shows don't get canceled just because they're sort of kind of like a feather in a hat, like a prestige kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like having your flagship store on Fifth Avenue. Yeah, the rent's going to kill you. You're not going to make any money, but you're still on Fifth Avenue, so you're just going to keep it.
It's
You know what I'm
an
saying? Like,
American pop culture staple.
Exactly. 60 Minutes will never get
Right.
canceled regardless of what the ratings are, because
Right.
it's still 60 Minutes. And there's a certain level of like, sort of historical importance versus short-term profits. But like, when is the last time that like Saturday Night Live has really catapulted a superstar? Because they used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
If you were on Saturday Night Live, it meant like you're about to have a great movie career.
Well, it still will mean that. You can't be around that long and not experience some lows, some really low lows. So it's gonna come in waves. It'll be bad. It'll happen again.
Maybe, maybe not.
Unless they get canceled. No, I don't think it's not. I don't even think it's a question of maybe, maybe not. The longer they stick around, it's bound to turn around. They're a great stock. They're gonna come back.
Yeah.
They're gonna bounce back.